In the last 3 hours, the St. Paul City Council approved a measure to loosen rent control. This comes as the city is in the middle of a major residential construction slump. Joe McCoy is live in St. Paul with a look at the very close vote and the debate around it. Joe?
Well, Julie, this amendment to St. Paul's rent stabilization ordinance passed in a 4-3 vote this evening. Now, this ordinance, which went into effect in 2022, put a 3% cap on yearly rent increases. But with this amendment, any property that is built after 2004 will be exempt from this rule. St. Paul is loosening its grip on rent control as residential construction in the city is on pace for one of its worst years.
The lack of housing is not merely an inconvenience, it's a crisis that is driving up costs and limiting options for our residents.
The City Council voting 4-3 in favor of an ordinance loosening rent control.
Council President Naker?
Aye.
As residents both in favor and opposed weighed in.
I am against any efforts to weaken rent stabilization.
According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, there have been only 12 building permits for residential housing in St. Paul in January and February of this year. Through 2 months last year, that number was 102. And overall, residential building permit numbers in St. Paul in 2024 were down 66% from 2023.
This amendment is a response to what we have heard is a barrier to building that will allow builders to continue their work. With this amendment, we are leveling the playing field in surrounding cities to entice development.
Councilmember Jost says removing the 3% cap on yearly rent increases for any property built after 2004 will help close the gap in the housing shortage and create more construction jobs.
We need to build homes, and we need to be ready to build when the market improves, when interest rates drop.
However, Councilmember Kim says she has not seen evidence that exempting properties from rent stabilization will lead to more development.
Housing is a human right in St. Paul, and it's time to stand with renters, working class families, and ensure that families can actually live and afford to be here.
In a statement to KARE 11, Mayor Melvin Carter says St. Paul cannot achieve its housing equity goals without building more housing. He says that he applauds the City Council for adopting this new policy. Julie.
All right. Thank you, Joe.